Surely, the aim for any community is for its members to live a long and healthy life. Yet we're not doing that well, with over half the population suffering from some form of chronic disease. Maybe just a bit podgy, maybe in fear of having a limb amputated from diabetes, or worst of all, dementia, sitting in a chair covered with a blanket to hide that you have just peed your pants and wondering who those pesky kids are who keep on calling you granddad. But the frustration is we know exactly how to fight this epidemic. If you take 5 minutes out of the whirlwind of modern life and look at all the expertise that is available, then we have all the knowledge needed. But everyone is just too busy beavering away. They never have time to lift their head up and look at what all the other beavers are doing. It is not that we are not cooperative. The two features that have led to humans becoming the dominant creature on Earth are that we are both intelligent and cooperative. It is just that we all have different skills, and our current system and work pressures make it difficult to communicate with fellow humans with a different set of skills to you. I know this too well. I look at my granddaughter's skill on their mobile phones. Their fingers and thumbs are just a blur of high-speed activity, making me look like some monster from the pre-dinosaur age. You ask them to help clean out a block gutter, and their interest and skill level is well into the negative. Yet to me, it's just a routine part of the chore of being a householder. So how are we going to coordinate all the skills necessary to battle the epidemic of chronic disease? The motivation is there. No one wants to be fat or have a leg chopped off from diabetes, and it costs trillions of dollars to the world economy. And believe me, the skills are there. I don't have a job description, so I spend my time in any way I want, and that is chatting with Mr. Google and following up on the leads to chat further with the specialists in the relevant fields. I've also been recognised as one of Australia's leading innovators and conduct experiments that no sensible grant agency would even consider. But good ideas come from doing things that seem daft and learning from the failures. So what is the next step? It is no good just talking about the integration of skill sets. We have to show that it really works, and to do that we need to set up pilot operations. One is good, but 3 or more would be so much better, particularly if they are in the different parts of the world. This is a global issue. So how do we set up these pilot projects? A must-have is a coordinator, someone with a skill set to bring a range of different skill sets and people with very different backgrounds to work together. What is the required profile for a coordinator? They must have a conviction of the importance of fighting the epidemic of chronic disease, and they must be comfortable with working with a variety of people, from researchers, growers, and maybe highly stressed members of the public facing some pretty horrible predictions. Do they need any specific qualifications? I'm not sure they do. I think motivation that this is a highly socially important project is the key. But if I had to pick a particular skill, it would be a dietitian. And who are other members of the group? They must be members of the public who are motivated about their health, and they must be willing to learn about we all have intelligent control systems, a combination of our gut and head brain, which regulates what we want to eat and also controls what happens to the food that we eat, burn for energy, rebuild our body parts, stored as fat or out as poo. We need organisations who are prepared to carry out this education. The lead organisation here would be the government health departments, which are carrying the cost of the epidemic. This is not as simple as it seems, as there is a well-recognised time gap from the leading edge of research to when this knowledge becomes the norm. In the medical field, which has requirements for caution, this time gap can be 20 years. For these projects, we must apply the latest thinking. We need growers who are going to breed the beneficial microbes in the soil, which will eventually become part of our gut biota. There are many regenerative growers with a good knowledge of soil biology who can readily acquire the specific skills of breeding the beneficial microbes. The growers need a supply of organic waste for breeding the microbes. Local governments have a key role to play here. So what is the first step? First step is to have a look at the section for health professions on my website, gbiotic.com. And if you feel you'd like to be part of these pilot projects, email me indicating whether you'll see yourself in the coordinator or participant roles.